just so much fucked up shit to get into. Welcome back to Little Snickers, baby. I'm Michael fucking Rainey here with Jon Delcollo.
Hey, Mike. Hey, everybody.
Jacob from Mattera.
Hey, hey.
Jeff Simmons, welcome back from vacation, brother. Boys, look at us.
Look at us.
Bunch of fucking pigs.
What do you say that for?
I got a good look at us.
Oh, no. Is there a mirror?
Your beautiful eyes.
Thanks.
Do I sound like Josh Homme? Mm-hmm. Super smooth and sensual.
You couldn't be that
Stuttering.
fucking cool if I had a gun to your head, dude.
Yeah, we're fired up because we went to go see Queens of the Stone Age last night, and
Yeah.
Jake and I got T-shirts, and John got drunk.
I had 2 beers, you fucking pussy.
Teasing, buddy. You were enjoying yourself, man. I was glad to see that. I like seeing you wiggle those hips a little bit.
I was wiggling, I was rocking, I was stepping back and smoking cigarettes when the moment struck. That was some good cigarette smoking music.
It was good,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's like a fucking wear a leather jacket, go out, lean against a bar or a
Tell
car
a
that's
bi-
not yours.
Yeah, tell a babe to meet you somewhere, and she'll be there.
Yeah. Oh, my
Horny
God.
lady rock.
That's what you called it, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of horny ladies there.
There were, yeah.
Beautiful
Bumming
crowd,
cigarettes.
too. Beautiful lady crowd.
Yeah.
I think it has to do with the sex appeal of the front man.
Got to, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've been to others where it looks like they reanimated the fucking cast of Nightmare Before Christmas.
And you're speaking about stained Godsmack. I know that for sure.
Yeah, everybody in that crowd was doing the mash. Good time, though. Good
It was a
people.
good time.
Fit right in. But, boys, tonight's stinker, which I hope we get to, is a guy that's been in the news recently. So, John,
Really?
would you like to flip that coin?
Yeah, let's
And
do it.
we'll decide whether or not we're doing a stinker or if you're doing your Impractical Jokers. They got new ones, too.
Yeah,
Jake, tell us about it.
I
Oh,
really
man.
have to research this more. So
This seems like a scam.
hopefully next week I win the toss when I have more information. Or I could win it this week. Oh, my
Bless you.
God. Did my brain come out?
I refuse to say God bless you to a man.
Well, I'm never giving you another bless. Here we go. Let's talk about damn. You got it again.
The boy. Jake, you been following the news lately, brother?
I have turned it off. I just stare at the microwave.
Anything in it?
Oh, something that's got 30 seconds left.
Dude, it is exciting to watch that plate turn.
Oh, man. You're
I like
telling
watching
me.
the washing machine, the dryer. I'll put my head in anything that makes me not think for a while.
Yeah.
But tonight's stinker is a gentleman that I remember seeing a lot as a child. And I think I saw him a lot because I spent a lot of time with my Aunt Patsy, who left me $5,000, God rest her soul. I saw him a lot because she liked watching programs about him because he's a very handsome guy.
Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, it better not be.
Try again.
Robbie Robertson.
Not far off. Robert Chambers, the Preppy killer.
Never heard of him.
No?
Oh.
Let
You
me
know
show you
about
his
this guy?
picture real quick. If you saw this guy, I think you'd recognize him because he is one of the more handsome guys that we have covered.
Rest in peace, Robbie Robertson, by the way.
What did he do?
He just died.
Yeah.
But he was a lead songwriter for The Band.
Yep.
Familiar with
Okay.
The Band?
I'm not.
The Weight. You know the song The Weight? Take a load off of
Y'all ever
Fanny?
seen that face?
What's he known for besides this horrible crimes?
Killing a lady in Central Park.
Oh. But he was celebrity adjacent?
No, I mean, it became a big deal because he was such a good-looking guy, and the crime was actually kind of tough to prove, and they ended up having to reach a plea agreement with him. However, after the plea agreement, he ended up getting out of jail, committing an offense that was not related to that, and going back for an equal amount of time.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty strange circumstances.
Yeah, what's his nickname again? The prepubescent pervert?
It's same as Jake.
Damn it.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. I was sitting next
Sorry.
to one.
Yeah, on the live AMA we just recorded, Jake was just talking about how good he would be at being the FBI agent who messages perverts as a 13-year-old boy. Jake, tell us some of the things that were getting us hard.
I think we would talk about just Instagram and stuff, So just establish a base relationship and then, God, help me out of this, guys.
You look
First
like
of all, it would be a bussin' relationship. That you would start.
Jake, you look like you could get a lot of information out of Jared Fogle as his cellmate.
Jesus.
Doesn't he, John?
I think you could get a lot of information out of anybody from Subway at all. Anybody that works near a Subway, the MTA transportation system.
Not a Subway guy. I actually think they should set all of them on fire with their employees in them.
Jesus Christ, Mike. There's families in there. I know there's families living in some of them. I haven't gone to a Subway, and thank God. I think that
they're dog shit, man.
Really means that I've left a sect of poverty, knowing that I haven't had it in like probably 7 years. And even then, it was like an emergency. It's like the only thing open or around. And it's not just because I love their little meatballs.
Oh, man.
Speaking of little meatballs, Jake, how you working on that career?
what, the meatball career?
No, getting
FBI
information
guy.
out of Jared Fogle.
Yeah.
Nope. Not doing it.
Probin Fogle. That's actually a meal at Subway.
Yeah, it actually comes out of your mouth. They have some mad scientists over at Subway that have reverse engineered the sandwich.
Is that how reverse engineering works, Jake?
I guess so.
Damn, brother.
I love that I say something fucking dumb as shit and then he asks you about it.
I know.
I trust him more. You're very You have a trustworthy aura, and I give those cheeks trustworthiness as well.
Is that what it is?
High marks on those cheeks.
Got the cheek boy. I don't know what I'm saying.
But our buddy Robert Chambers, so he was a New York man. He was born in Queens, September 25th, 1966. When I showed you that picture, he looks like a wealthy fellow, doesn't
Looks like a Wall Street trader of sorts.
he? He do, though.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at all that he's doing.
What's behind him? Is that the court? Looks like 100 Center Street. Spent some time in there. Y'all ever been arrested in New York City?
I have not. I would like to, though, just one time. But look, handsome guy. But look at all this. Like, he does look like somebody who would piss on you.
Looks like a frat guy, jock, bully, perhaps.
Yeah.
So he's somebody that always gave the impression of being a New York socialite. He was a pathological liar, a thief. He would often steal not only credit cards, but he would steal IDs, too. And he would take out his wallet to pay for shit using other people's credit cards, and people would see other IDs, and they'd be like, Robert, what are you doing with other people's IDs? And he was just a very smooth guy, like our new friend, Josh Homme. And he would play it off, and people would just drop the subject because, Robert was Robert.
How do you play that off?
I don't know. What would you say? If you saw, all right, John, what are you doing with Jake's wallet or Jake's ID in your wallet?
I killed him.
Yeah.
I
See how easy that is?
Immediately copped the crime. But then Jake's missing.
No, I don't know. I wouldn't look that far, man.
Yeah.
Well, you're a good friend, I guess.
I do love you.
Yeah. I was going to say, the move is to say the truth in the most sarcastic
Right,
way
yeah.
possible.
Oh, I killed him.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just this stack of strangers' IDs. Oh, just a bunch of ladies I killed in the park. Anyway, do you want another espresso?
Exactly.
It seems like that might have been what worked.
That was bone chilling, dude.
Whoa.
Oh. Oh, you mean this Costanza-esque wallet brimming full. The leather is breaking because it's full of all these missing women's IDs. Yes, that's what it is. It's missing women who I killed and buried in the park. Yeah, that's right. Are you picking up the check this week? Wait, I have a matching credit card. Do this. I do.
That's actually missing women because I don't miss a thing. Miss Gladys is back.
Wow.
I was going to say, I didn't think he was having lunch with somebody like that.
No, he would not. He would, dude, I did find in my research that there were some Latin help that were cocaine dealers for some of these kids in this circle around Robert Chambers. Imagine that. Imagine having a fucking housekeeper that was selling coke.
Yeah.
How exciting would that be, Jake?
Yeah. They would keep it in the house.
Why are these fucking strangers in my house? Has there been a party here the whole time?
So Robert came from a decent family. His mother came off the boat from, I was about to say Ireland.
Came off the boat from a landlocked state.
John, give me that helmet, please. His father was also named Robert, and his mother was named Phyllis, who was a very strong-minded woman who was a nurse to a number of New York's most powerful families.
Like a live-in nurse?
She was a private nurse.
Wow.
And one of the families that she was hired to work for was the Kennedys.
Whoa.
And she took care of JFK Jr. when the little boy had pneumonia.
Whoa.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
She could have taken him then. Wait, JFK Jr. or RFK Jr.?
JFK Jr.
JFK, he took care of himself.
Yeah, John.
John?
Yeah.
His nickname was John?
Yeah. Did people ever call you that?
No. Damn. Did he straight up crash, or was it one of those instances where the cabin lost pressure and everybody like died?
I think he was getting hit.
Damn, dude.
I don't have any proof.
That's
how you get to heaven, baby.
You're halfway there. I'm 3/4 of the way there. Yeah. Man, just imagine going to heaven while you're giving head.
Airhead.
Do you think you get into heaven if you die sucking dick?
It is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is to die getting head and get into heaven.
You got to use your wings to wipe it off your face.
As long as you didn't just have anal, I think you'll still get into heaven.
Well, all you need is a G and you're an angel.
Wow, Mike.
Incredible. Was that a Lil Wayne lyric?
It does sound like it. Damn. I wish I was silent like G. But for real.
What? I think you mean
in lasagna.
Real G's move in silence like lasagna.
You know where I was going with that.
Yeah.
And look at the hat I'm wearing.
Make sure you weren't having a stroke.
And look at my fitted hat. I got this bitch at Lids. This is a 7 3/8, baby. Robert Chambers. So his mother did her best. Even though he came from working class people, his mother was a private nurse. His father worked at RCA, the record company. Mm-hmm. Might be MCA. Is that just a rapper, or is MCA? Okay. So, all right, RCA. He worked there. He was not an executive. He was a tape man.
You like
distribution.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ. I think the helmet's growing into his fucking head.
Maybe you
should loosen that up.
Giving it to you.
Yeah, you know how when fucking crabs get barnacles, it just takes over the reproductive systems? I think that's what's happening right now with this. I was going to call it a wig.
Oh, my God. Take it off for the good of your own family.
I refuse, man. This is how they're going to remember me.
This is the equivalent of having your car started in the garage with the door down.
His mother worked hard. She worked 6 days a week for these elite families. The dad worked hard, too. And initially, they lived in Queens, but it was the mother's dream to move closer to the wealthy clientele which she served. And this was mid-70s New York, so it was much more accessible than it would be right now. She made decent money as a nurse, and the dad made okay money, so they were able to move further and further up the pecking order, but nowhere in the neighborhood of the people that they served.
Okay.
However, it was important for her son Robert to get into private schools that a lot of the children that she ended up taking care of also went to. So she was able to get him into these schools, and he never excelled academically. So he was never able to differentiate himself that way. He was able to fit in, and as he got older, he got more and more handsome. So as he became popular with girls, guys wanted to hang around that too, so they could have access to the same kind of chicks. So he was able to find friends eventually. I did find out a few funny things about him as a child. He was in a children's military club,
like ROTC Junior.
It's like a wealthy version of that. So in 1974, he joined something called the Knickerbocker Greys.
Sounds kind of cool.
They service children between the ages of 6 and 16, like you, Jake.
Let's not say service.
Yeah, okay, I know.
Now I get what you were saying, and you should say it.
Thank you for your service, boys.
Did the mother, Mrs. Gump, the kid into school? If he
No,
wasn't that gifted
She
academically.
was not shy about pulling favors.
Okay, so it was through the elite families she worked with.
She was able to get him in
Yeah.
and get good recommendations for this boy.
Okay.
Oh, dude, one funny thing about the fucking Knickerbockers is once you reach like a certain level, all right, you were a fucking I think once you reach sergeant, they gave you 2 swords.
My God.
So these are little kids. All right, so these are little boys walking around with swords.
Who has 2 swords?
Sergeants.
Is that true?
In this club it is.
It's a cool club.
The 2 sword club.
Now get this. Before he leaves middle school, he starts drinking a lot.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Dude, here's one funny thing that I found out about New York during this time was as long as you had a fake ID, it did not matter how fucking presentable it was. If you had a fake ID, you could get into any bar.
Oh, man, it wasn't even just buying booze at the
No,
store.
it was hanging out in bars, and on
Getting
top of that
served
too.
over and over again.
And dude, this gets even more fucked up because it leads your mind to some nefarious shit. One of the places where middle school kids and high school kids would hang out a lot at was Studio 54.
My God.
So this was after Studio 54's heyday.
I was going to say, I thought it was hard to get into.
It initially was, but then they had their own hierarchy. So there would be kids that they deemed worthy of getting in based on their looks.
Jesus Christ.
Which is incredibly fucked up. And then there would also be a B list of children outside waiting to get in who would have to pay $20 to enjoy the club. No, there's no good situation for
$20
this.
in the 70s?
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking money.
That's crazy.
I know.
Wow.
$20 cover now sucks. Paying $20 to get into a bar?
What did you pay $20 last to get into?
Maybe like Xfinity Live or something. Do they charge? No, they don't
know.
charge.
I'm too good for that place.
Too good for it?
Yeah, I've never been inside Xfinity Live.
No way.
Yep,
They have a mechanical bull in there. It's kind of fun.
doesn't entice me.
It's more fun when it's not packed to hell, but during an Eagles home game, it's pretty
Yeah, I can imagine that.
pretty unsavory.
So Jake,
An orgy, $20 for an orgy. That's what I paid. Anyway,
how'd you make out?
we made out.
Got what you paid for.
So he was in this club, the Knickerbocker Grays, and they let kids in between 6 and 16. And he started getting into booze at this time that he was a Knickerbocker Gray. And he would often show up to drill drunk.
Whoa.
And his mom became like a, what do they call it? Like when your mom volunteers for shit.
Volunteer. Chaperone?
I don't know. I forget what the fucking term is. And I'm not going to remember it with this helmet on. I'm not even going to try.
You don't want to hurt yourself.
But she volunteered to help out with this club. And she was responsible for arranging fundraisers. You know, like a booster, I guess.
Booster,
That's the word I'm looking for.
Never heard of that.
Well, you just did.
Well, it wasn't going to come from me.
Don't forget it. Jake, if he forgets it, wrap the cord around his neck.
I will wrap it. I'm so ready to wrap it.
He would get drunk during drill, and his mom would have to explain it away because she would be on top of shit there.
Yeah.
She would be there organizing things. She would do the minutes for the meetings, and she was really running shit.
So she would witness the kid being drunk at these drills then?
Yep. And she would explain it away because she was not going to embarrass herself by acknowledging this kid's drunk.
But she knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She would say that he had fainting spells. And
He
eventually,
always slurs his words. He had a long day. It's 3 p.m.
he always takes his dick out during close order drill. But you guys don't do that shit?
He still wets himself.
He was a good athlete, so he had that going for him as well. And as he gets toward the end of middle school, he starts going to discos, and he's drinking even more and more. He was very well spoken, Jake. I'm going to address you as well, John.
This is
Wow,
wild.
first time in history.
Yeah, welcome.
I don't like it, and I think it's the helmet.
All right, so he's been going to this esteemed private school, and as he's going toward high school, his mother wants to get him to a school called Choate. You guys familiar with Choate?
No.
Listen, I had the same response the first time I heard it. So Choate is like this elite boarding school
Listen up, choke.
in Connecticut. When I was in high school, I was a freshman. These guys were sophomores. These two brothers showed up, and they were clearly like very preppy. They played lacrosse, and they did not fit in because they clearly came from money when they came to my high school. And I had no idea who the fuck they were. My father would always refer to them as the Choate brothers because they got kicked out of the school. Choate.
They were kicked out.
They were kicked out of the school.
They got kicked out so hard they left Connecticut.
Dude, I thought my father was saying the Choate brothers. I thought he had just seen these kids' penises at some point.
Jesus Christ, man. You should have asked so many more questions when you were a kid.
But he was referring to the school that they got kicked out of.
Did he know about that school before these kids came? He's not that famous, right?
No, but it is remarkable in the sense that, like, where my high school was, if you came from a place like that, word would get around.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He didn't last very long there. He was popular there, no focus on academics, so I don't think he made it past a semester there. He got in some trouble. So in addition to the academic failure, he got caught stealing.
Outside of school.
Inside school. So he was stealing from teachers, and then also he was using other people's credit cards. And this is one thing to note, and put it in your pocket, Jake, and John, put it in one of the 1,000 pouches you got somewhere on this fucking outfit.
3 pockets, pal. You got more pockets than me, you dumb pervert bitch.
Come find them, baby. I would like you to identify these pockets.
I can see them right there.
Yeah, where are they?
You got 2 swords in your pocket, or are you just gay to see me?
You're talking to a sergeant, so get it straight.
Sergeant in the grays.
So Jake, he got kicked out of Choate, and one thing that's worth noting is that with the women, he was very charming, and there were no bad incidents with women there. Okay. So he's making his rounds. He's a young kid. He's feeling himself. He's popular with the boys. He's popular with the ladies. So he's getting around a little bit. However, he is developing a bit of a reputation. 1 as a liar and 2 as a thief. He would fucking steal anything that wasn't nailed down. Now, after he gets kicked out, he goes to a place called the Browning School. You ever hear of that school, John?
No.
Jake, are you familiar with the process of browning?
I am not, Mike. Can you tell
Would you
me?
like to be?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I have a bowl of chili out there that I would like you to eat. And then I would like you to pull your pants down, pull your cheeks apart, and blast in my face.
Jesus Christ.
So that's what the Browning School is.
You owe me $3,000 tuition. Pay up or I'm calling your parents. I do accept checks. But no, Browning School is an upscale boarding school in New York City.
Okay.
When he becomes a student at Browning, which is 1981, he's absent often, and he also gets into hard drugs, baby.
Ooh, I'm picturing the school from Finding Forrester.
I imagine that's not far off.
Yeah.
He gets into coke, acid, and weed pretty heavy, and he's still drinking heavily, Jake.
Okay.
So I want you to remember that. He's also going to bars, still heavy in the Studio 54 at this. we got to bring him back, Jake. We got to tickle even harder, Jake. Come on, bring him back. John, stay with us here.
Oh, this is probably making for a great audio episode.
He's back.
Oh, thank God.
Gets caught stealing from a teacher here. So this kid is ruining his reputation at every fucking school he's at. Right? He tries to explain it away. You know, a lot of people do like him. Like, a lot of teachers do have favorable experiences, even after he's arrested for what he was initially accused for. There are people that say, like, I had good experiences with him, and I wish I could tell you something to the contrary, but Robert was good for me. So, a little bit of a stealing problem, clearly a massive drinking problem, clearly a massive drug problem. And Jake, this kid's fucking 15 at this point.
Yeah, man.
What kind of shit were you in at 15?
15 is when I started doing drugs.
Whoa.
Yeah. But I mean, up until then, I was pretty sober.
Just weed, though, right?
No, I did pills and stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What kind of pills?
Vicodin.
You got any?
No, not currently.
Well, let me know when you re-up.
All right. Yeah, so that was
Vicodin and weed at 15. I was smoking weed at 13. Jesus, Jake.
No.
Do you remember the first time you smoked drugs?
Mm-hmm.
What was it like?
It was fucking crazy. Got high as shit in the woods with my neighborhood friends. my public school friends, not my Catholic school friends. And then we were walking to McDonald's, which is like a neighborhood over, and just fucking, I got high as shit. A cloud came over me. I was like, fuck, dude, I can't. I feel weird as shit. You guys feel fucking weird? And then I just turned around and went home. And then that was the day Columbine happened, so I watched that on the news.
Oh, my God.
Stoned. Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I never smoked weed again until 9/11, and then that happened.
God, what the fuck?
Which was 420 to be your credit, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And now every time I smoke weed, a horrible tragedy happens.
Dude, how unchilled do you have to be to commit a school shooting on 420?
For real.
Yeah.
That's what I would have said to those kids if I encountered them in that hallway.
Dude,
Mike, what
come
holiday
on.
would you be okay with?
I would have said, bros, try some ganja instead of the gunja.
You would have been the first victim. And nobody at that school would have been. If they only killed you that day, everybody would have been like, oh, Mr. fucking Pun got shot in the head. What a shame. Oh, man.
They don't even put the flag at half staff.
They raise it higher.
You know, I've
Breaks the fucking...
I've had this fucking flagpole extender in my garage all these years.
Finally put it to some use.
The school board votes to hit the button to raise it even higher for very funny school-related crimes. We're putting the fucking flag up twice as high for this fucking moron.
Oh, boy.
He gets kicked out. He ends up going to a place called Longmeadow High School. Now, this time, Jake, by the time he's midway through high school, how big do you think this gentleman is?
How what?
You heard me.
Talking girth or length?
Yeah. Boy, I'll say 7.
6'6".
7 what?
I don't know.
I think he's 6'6". Wait, no, 7 what? Wait, why are you hiding your face?
You know when you get a physical at school, at high school, and they measure your fucking dong? They check you for scoliosis and they measure your dick.
He's 15, Jake.
All right, so when he's 16, he's 6'4" and 220 pounds.
Damn, that boy's sturdy.
Massive dude.
So you might be right, Jake.
He's pretty close to 7.
He's still trying to finish his sentence.
Jake, put the rest of that sentence in a doggy bag, brother, because I don't think you're going to get there. You're not finishing that fucking sentence, dude.
Not this episode.
Oh my god.
Dude, there's a very funny incident. After he gets kicked out of Longmeadow High School now, he's getting kicked out of school after school. He ends up going to a school called York. This is 1983. So he's 17 now. He's really running out of options, but he is progressing through high school. He starts getting into selling stolen goods. One of the things he likes to steal and sell are skis. A lot of wealthy clientele, these fucking kids from all these private schools. So he meets all these wealthy kids at both bars, and then also they all hang out at Central Park. Nice little meeting spot for all the kids to show up to drink. It really sounded lovely when I read some of these accounts. It was big for them to show up to Central Park in the middle of the day, drinking beer or carrying a cup full of mixed drink with them. Wouldn't that have been fun?
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah, nice weather, New York.
Get blacked out, piss your pants because there's no public restrooms.
Oh, God.
Get arrested for pulling your dick out because there's only fucking, what? I can't fucking piss anywhere? What, am I supposed to piss my pants? I'm getting a train home soon.
Jake, here's a significant ski incident. So this shows the kind of lengths that he was willing to fucking get into when he was in his stealing mode. Okay. So there was a kid named Brock Pernis, which is...
Come on.
I got diagnosed with that on my undercarriage last week.
Is that what the cream's for?
Oh, you saw that?
You got to explain it to the TSA lady. You're like, no, you don't understand what Brock Pernis is. Like, if I showed it to you, you would be horrified. But trust me, I got it. Dude, so oh fuck, what is this guy's name? David Filial, I think his name is. There was a local guy.
Come on, man.
I swear to God. I'm pretty sure his name is David Filial. I wish I fucking had this name committed to memory, but I don't. So he started running with this guy. So David also started fucking was into some very fucked up shit. David actually ended up getting convicted of an attack, a stabbing, which ended up being an attempted murder, and a rape in a Columbia dorm. So this was the caliber of person that Robert Chambers was running with.
Okay.
It adds some significance to what he ends up being accused of. So just know up to this date, there's no evidence of that, but he is running with people that don't give a fuck about doing that kind of thing. So you can see that kind of influence that could have on a young man.
Yeah.
They would break into wealthy buildings, and oftentimes they would get invited into these buildings by somebody that they knew who lived there. They would call up, the doorman would be like, hey, fucking Robert and Philly, y'all are here. Are they cool? They're like, yeah, let them up. Meanwhile, they wouldn't go up to the person's apartment that they knew. They would just break into another apartment and just steal whatever they could out of whatever apartments they could break into.
Is that how they got a hold of all the skis, or were they breaking into stores?
Well, it was a combination of both. They would steal stores, they would steal from people, and when they would break into these places in New York, they would often break into places that had terraces, and they would drop in through there.
Okay.
Whoa.
The ski incident that I'm referring to that really cracked me up, this guy, Brock Pernis, he was looking for a pair of skis, and he came to Robert's house, and they had him in the basement. And he's like, yeah, I'll take those skis. He's like, how much are they? He's like, they're $200. And Brock's like, I only have 100 on me. He said, that'll do. Gives him the $100. Brock gets the skis. Later that week, Robert and two African-American teenage friends show up to Brock's high school while he's eating lunch, tap him on the shoulder, and he says, you owe me another $100. He's like, for what? He's like, for the skis. And he says, no, you said that'll do. He's like, no, for now. You owe me $100. So he made this kid go to the bank with them to get another $100 out of the bank to make good on this ski sale.
Holy shit!
Whoa.
He had $100.
Yeah, dude.
God damn.
This is a kid named Brock.
Brock Pernis is
Brock
what the doctor
Pernis.
said I had.
Where's that at, John?
It's where you don't want it to be. Trust me.
You got a cursed on it?
Trust me. I wish it was anywhere but.
So he's running wild with David Filial. David's a pretty bad dude. And in 1985, he gets accepted to Boston University.
Woohoo. Everybody gets accepted there.
Quickly fails.
Oh, my God. Party school.
Yep.
You got to get in the library. You got to spend a week
What are you
in
doing
the
there?
library.
What did you do in the library?
Studied my ass off, wrote papers, took Adderall, bought coffee, smoked cigarettes.
In the library?
Outside, a lot of cigarette breaks. It's nice out. You just keep your laptop out there.
You can smoke in the library. You just put it in a book and hold it up to your face. They never know.
This guy's never been inside of a library.
I have never smoked. Jake, did you ever have a cigarette phase? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
No. I had a black and mild face in high school.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I could picture
Yeah.
you with a massive black woman. Anybody ever told you that?
No. But thank you.
I had a very bad dream about him last week that I'll tell you about off air because
Oh, no.
very rude. Very rude of him to do in my dream.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Back to back to Robert Chambers. So he's being a fucking dickhead. He gets accepted to BU, gets into some credit card trouble there. Gets kicked
Stealing
out.
credit cards? Or
Dude, it's nonstop for this fucking guy. And as
how
his
is he getting so many chances at stealing credit cards?
you're always going to parties, you're around new people all the time. One thing I'd like to add in regards to the stealing, he was stealing at such a young age. All right, there was a 10-year-old boy's birthday party that he went to. Kid from school invited him over, and as soon as Robert is being shown around the house, the one thing he takes an eye to is this kid's piggy bank. Naturally, when the party's over, the kid notices money's been stolen out of his piggy bank. Never questions Robert, but later on he says, like, I know from the questions he was asking me about that piggy bank that he was the one that stole all my money. So even at 10, this fucker's stealing money.
Damn, it was in him. It's a disease.
Do you remember the first bad thing you ever did?
I definitely stole like a piece of like penny candy from some kind of store.
Did you feel like the devil?
I did. had Catholic guilt about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I owned up to it. And
did the priest make you vomit it back into his mouth?
I think it was in my pocket.
Did you make him get it out of you?
Talking about a penis, a priest with a brocked penis.
Is that a Brock Pernus on your resume, or are you just happy to see me? But no, there is a priest element that comes in later on.
Okay.
It's not as bad as you think, but it's a very strange legal priest element.
Love a good legal priest.
Objection, our father. So he gets kicked out of BU. He comes back to New York. And he starts hanging out at a place called Dorian's Red Hand, which I believe is still there. It's on the Upper East Side of Manhattan.
Okay.
A lot of kids hang out there, a lot of teenagers. And like I said, if you have the ID, they'll let you in there. You can stay as late as you want. And I don't know what the hours were for typical New York bars then. Now it's 4 o'clock, right? 4 a.m. you can stay till. But I know from what had happened that they would let kids stay in there even later than that.
Damn.
I know, man.
Wow.
I don't even know that they would close.
That is bad. That's bad behavior.
It's nothing good can come from that, Jake.
Nope.
I said it. I don't know why you said it back to Jake again.
I like it. I like him so much. I do. I like you a lot. I love you and I like you. But Jake's just doing something to me tonight.
I can't even stomach eye contact with him. When I don't even know who he's saying I like and I love too. Is he differentiating it?
I'm talking to the person behind you. In the trash bag.
Oh, man.
But during this time at Dorian's Red Hand, he becomes acquainted with a woman named Jennifer Levin. Jennifer's a lovely young lady who's there. She's close to going away to college in Boston. But she's hanging out at Dorian's Red Hand. Jake, why do you think that hand is red?
A lot of slapping going on.
There is.
That's what I think.
Slap ass?
Little slap ass.
Here's two interesting notes about Jennifer Levin. She ends up meeting Chevy Chase in a party, and she says he was the funniest person she had ever seen. And then she also claims to have been kissed by Billy Idol.
Man, what a career.
Whoa.
For Billy or this lady?
For that lady to have 2 celebrity interactions and not be on the scene, you know?
It doesn't last very long, John.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, not good, Jake. August 26, 1986. Now, shortly before that, Jennifer Levin and Robert end up hooking up. She's got a boyfriend. He's got a girlfriend. Yet they're sneaking around, enjoying one another.
A little tryst. Mm-hmm. Like that. Like a little sneak around. That's fun.
John, ironically,
that kind of shit gets me hard.
Trist Pernus is Brock's sister.
Shut the fuck up.
No. Trist, Brock, supper. But reading about all these socialites really ignited a fire in me to watch One Crazy Summer again. Y'all like that movie?
No, what is it?
You don't like?
I never saw
Are you
it.
fucking kidding me?
Oh, my God. No.
You've never seen One Crazy Summer?
Who's in it?
John Cusack, Bobcat.
What year?
My wife's
85?
cousin's in it. My wife's cousin plays the villain in One Crazy Summer.
What?
I swear to God.
What's he talking
This
about?
ain't the helmet talking. This is
Convinced it is.
a legit fact. But my wife's cousin is the villain, Teddy, in the movie One Crazy Summer.
Why hasn't he helped you out with comedy at all?
I sent him an email one time.
Oh, no.
I sent him an email. My wife got me the email, and I was like, I just wanted guidance on screenwriting because there was a period of time where I just wanted to write. And I sent him a very lovely, which I thought lovely, email explaining like my interests, what my aspirations were, how big of a fan I was of him, and how ironic it was that he's my wife's cousin. And he just responded, thanks. A little odd.
I don't think that's the word you want to say. But you're biting your tongue and you're being polite.
Thank you. I've worked on this.
You have.
I put in a lot of work to be this way.
I don't even want to know the fellow's name again.
Okay. But seems like my wife loves him, so he's got to be all right with me.
I would have sent back like a hand done, like the email did not exist and it just got returned.
Mailer Damon.
But it still would have had my info at the bottom. Yeah, no response at all would have been better probably for you, right?
Yeah, it was deflating because I truly did enjoy him.
In that one movie.
In a lot of things. He was a great supporting actor on the TV show Major Dad, who the star of the show was Gerald McRaney. Ever heard that name before?
No. Are you a McRaney?
Do I look like one?
Is that Irish?
I'm a Mike Rainey.
Is Rainey a shortened version of McRaney?
It's English.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Same island. Is it?
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
We're getting a big no from our producer. We got England, Wales, Scotland on one island, and then Northern Ireland and Ireland and Epstein.
Boys
and,
Island.
Little St. James and Dog Penis Island. Which,
how do you get there?
You do not want to see those flight logs, buddy. Jesus Christ. You think they're hiding the other flight logs.
Yeah, you think when they landed Dog Penis Island, everybody claps?
You've reached your final destination of Dog Penis Island.
Where the temperature is always 53 and clammy. So, swimming away from Dog Penis Island for a moment. Right. Jake.
If we must.
Doggy paddling, perhaps.
Yes, dude. All right. August 26, 1986 rolls around, Jake. Not a good day.
No.
All right. So, Jennifer Levin and Robert are hanging out all night. Robert's supposed to meet his girlfriend there that night. She finds out what's going on, and for some reason, she's got a bag full of condoms.
Horny.
She finds out what Robert's been up to, and this lady's name is Alex Kapp. Are you familiar with that name?
No.
She was on a TV show called The New Adventures of Old Christine.
Okay.
Beautiful lady.
Was she on something before that?
Robert Chambers, pee-pee.
The Old Adventures of Old Christine.
Oh, it was a sequel.
Yeah.
She throws a bag full of condoms at him and says, "You won't be needing these on me anymore, so use them on somebody else." In front of the entire bar, Jake.
Damn.
I would have been like, that's okay, because I raw dog everybody else.
Yeah, I don't even fuck with condoms.
On my way to Dog Penis Island.
There we go. Choo choo. Welcome back.
It's a
Dog
water
Penis
train that
Island.
takes you to Dog Penis Island.
Wait, you sure this is an island?
You've heard of the Underground Railroad? Well, there's also an underwater railroad.
Everybody who comes to Dog Penis Island for the first time has their doubts.
On aboard.
You know who runs the underwater railroad?
No, but I will in a second. My brain just doesn't as fast as you. It's gonna be something like fucking Barky at Rub Good Boy or something.
Harriet Bathtubman.
Nah, I think mine was better.
All right, so I got derailed for a moment. Pardon me.
For a moment, it's like 60 minutes in.
Jake, Robert's girlfriend leaves him that night, and Jennifer is making plans. She had made plans earlier in the evening to stay faithful to her boyfriend. You know who her boyfriend is? Rock Pernis.
Whoa.
The same guy that bought bootleg skis off of Robert.
Huh.
And had to. Well, they weren't bootleg. They were fenced.
Well, they were ski bootleg. Yeah, they were fenced. I guess. All right. You're more of a criminal than I am.
Yeah, I don't know that too.
I am, and thank you for that.
Yeah.
You should remember that.
You deserve that.
I'm a big criminal.
Mm-hmm. You're a little criminal. They'd take you to juvie.
You think they would?
No.
I think so.
Yeah, you think I could? You think I could play 18?
Let it ride on 18.
Yeah.
No, you would go to big boy jail. Jake, they would send the juvie.
God damn it.
You could get it because you
The cheeks.
you shave bald every day.
No, about once a month.
Jesus Christ.
That's all I got.
Yeah, you can make it. You can make it. You could be the biggest boss bitch in juvie.
This is like the second or third time.
Sitting on 17-and-a-half-year-old boys' faces.
Jesus Christ.
That's what you would be doing.
No.
When Jake goes to the tailor, he asks him to make his pockets longer.
Got a lot of boys on that pocket.
Oh, man.
That would
Disgusting.
be you, Jake.
I think I could play 22. My eyes have always looked like this.
They really do give you a lot of wiggle room.
My raccoon eyes? Or the
No, your beautiful
inside
eyes.
color? Okay.
Yeah.
Everything about your eyes is beautiful.
You think I could play 30?
You're pulling it off.
I haven't looked into the camera like this in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
This is how my baby looks sometime.
You look like you could be a friend in like My Name Is Earl.
You do. That's a great call, Jake. I do like that for you.
Okay. All right. It's kind of like an ageless role, not really an age compliment. But Mike, you look very young.
Oh, you're generous. Thank you. Jake, where would you picture me?
I'd picture you, oh boy, definitely say American Gladiators background role, not like an actual gladiator.
Mexican gladiators.
So,
Thank you.
yes, a Mexican gladiator on American Gladiators. That's where I picture you.
Thank you, Jake.
I picture you buried in the sand up to your fucking head and me just squirting you with a hose.
I can see both of those.
But it's your first time in the tropics, so you love it.
All right, back to the problem.
Yes.
Around 4:50 a.m., Robert and Jennifer they've spent the evening in one another's company. Robert oftentimes is remarked upon as staring off into space this night. But at one point he does end up with Jennifer at 4:50 a.m. You heard me right, dickhead. 4:50 in the a.m. They make their way outside of the bar. Robert leaves his jacket. He tells people he'll be back soon. What do you think is about to happen?
He's about to come back shirtless and just needing his jacket.
This is August, by the way. Just giving you context. I'm not.
You're playing it up like he's going to murder this lady and then return to the bar afterwards.
Exactly what happens.
And the bar's still open?
Dude, I don't think they closed down.
Are you
I think
kidding?
I think this might be one of the places where they close the shades and give the impression that they're closed. But if you're a regular, you can hang around. We've all been to those places, right?
Yeah, I love those places.
I do.
Yeah.
One place I didn't like as much. Had bad conversation with a cop. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. But
What?
Dude,
I'll tell you off the air.
Take the helmet off and get some air, please. What is he talking about?
So they go to Central Park. This bar is located close to Central Park. 4:50 a.m., they're seen leaving the bar. All right? They go to the bar. What happens next is entirely unclear. However, not a lot of time passes, Jake. So 4:50, they leave the bar. 5 a.m., a jogger notices people in the area of where Jennifer's body is eventually found.
Okay.
He hears whimpering. He yells, "Are you okay?" And a voice says, "Yeah, we're fine." Okay.
Okay.
By 5:20, okay, another person comes past. All right. So now there's two people that have come across these people in this area of Central Park. Mm-hmm. By 6:15, a bicyclist discovers Jennifer's body.
So it's not that far from a path. It's
No,
like, yeah.
it's not. And within about an hour, this transpires. Wow. Jennifer's body is found. One thing that's incredibly disturbing is Robert never leaves the scene. So the cyclist is able to notify police. The police show up, and while the police are checking out this body before them, Robert is still hanging out watching everything happen.
All right, he's not next to the body, but he's in eyesight.
Yes.
That's
Yikes.
fucking bizarre.
It is. It's fucking nuts.
Especially with multiple witnesses that saw him leave the bar with her.
Yeah.
But I can imagine that they do not get him that day.
Yeah. Well, no. All right, so within a half hour of them leaving the bar, the jogger hears the cries, and a short time later, the body is discovered. Robert hangs around. They don't know it's him yet. They just figure. A cop later says, like, oh, yeah, I recognize that guy. He was hanging out by the scene. But they call Jennifer's roommate and say, like, hey, do you know who she was with last night? And eventually she's like, oh, yeah, I think she ended up with Robert. So they end up getting his information. They go to his apartment, and they show up, and Robert's got scratches all over his fucking face.
Oof.
Fucked up, too. It's like it's clear that, like, he had gotten fucked up by something. What do you think he does to explain away the scratches?
Says he's stuck his head in a raccoon cage.
That's one option.
Fought a homeless person.
He says that his cat did it.
That was actually really close. I was going to say cat. A cat bin, but that's not a real thing.
The police later find out that his cat's declawed.
Damn.
Yikes.
He then says that...
How do they tell when they did paw prints?
He then says that the last time he saw Jennifer was when she went out to buy cigarettes. Jake, she doesn't smoke.
Oh, man.
So that's another lie they get him in. He says, initially says he doesn't know what happened, that eventually they know they got him. So they haul him in, and you could watch part of this interrogation. It's very fucked up. His story changes multiple times. The story he settles upon is that Jennifer came after him, and he had to defend himself. And they asked what position he was in when she attacked him, and he gets on a desk and does the most unnatural pose I've ever seen a human being do. He said he was laying in the grass like this, and at that point, Jennifer snuck up behind him, tied his hands with her underwear, and sexually assaulted him. From that sexual assault, he says he then threw her off, and she was somehow killed. She was asphyxiated, Jake.
It's not possible.
It isn't.
He did not get good at lying.
Bro, that's what he went with. And he was eventually charged with 2 separate counts of murder. I didn't know they could do this. So the first count, there was only one victim. The first one was intent to kill. These are both second-degree murder charges. Intent to kill and then indifference to human life.
Huh.
Maybe that's a New York-specific thing.
This is the first time I've heard of it, so it might be. And we've covered a lot of people, and this is the first time I've seen it. Being that they give such varying degrees of options, it doesn't seem like they're very sure in their case. And they also have issues when they end up going to trial. Jake, when they go to trial, which occurred in January of 1988, they have trouble with jurors because naturally some of the women fall in love with him. One juror even says it's distracting how handsome he is.
Jesus Christ, he's a fucking 7. He's not.
Is that what you were referring to, Jake?
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
No,
this
he
whole
wasn't.
Time. I was slow playing this, buddy. The emphasis on slow.
But the trial lasts for 13 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, not only does the trial last for 13 weeks, but then the jury goes through 9 days of deliberations. They're on the verge of declaring a mistrial, then eventually a deal is struck where he pleads guilty to first-degree manslaughter and also admits that he deliberately caused the death of Jennifer Levin.
In exchange for how long of a sentence?
5 to 15 years.
And he only did 15 or only did 5?
He ends up doing all 15 because he is a motherfucker in jail.
Really?
He's just getting in trouble constantly. A lot of the issues are drug-related. But he cannot keep his nose clean, literally and figuratively. If you're picking up what I'm snorting off the table while my family's at home. Ruining my life.
He means cocaine, John.
Thank you, Jake.
Oh.
I couldn't remember that word. And I didn't even have the helmet on. He ends up doing 15 fucking years, Jake. All right?
Starting in 88?
It is. Yep.
So he'd been out.
Well, he gets out in 2003.
Don't tell me there's a fucking another victim.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
He quickly, 2003 he gets out. In 2005, he gets arrested again for violating his probation. Drugs again. He does 90 days at that point. October 2007, he gets in a lot of trouble. What do you think he does?
Hopefully credit cards or something.
Fun stuff. Fun for guys like us.
Stole a boat?
No. He ends up selling cocaine out of his apartment.
To a cop?
Yes.
Oh,
He's arranging for undercover drug buys.
okay.
So the cops end up getting him for selling large quantities of cocaine out of his apartment. By this point, he's also got a heroin issue, but he is selling coke out of his apartment.
Was it clean? He wasn't killing anybody, was he?
I think it's a step up.
Yeah. Yeah. But back in the slammer for him, since he sold it to a cop.
Yeah. And he gets charged with assaulting a police officer because during the arrest, he resists to the point where he ends up breaking another cop's thumb.
Damn.
Thumb war?
If you can read me, we're not going to say shit.
I wish I had a cop that cool when I got arrested.
Oh, man.
I did try to thumb war him. You son of a... Is he still in from that?
No, so he's
out again,
bro. He was sentenced. He was sentenced to 19 years, and he does 15 of that 19. All right, Jake. So this is 2008 where he's convicted. He gets out.
Just got out
July 25th, 2023.
No shit.
2 fucking weeks ago.
Where's he at? What's he doing?
He's at a halfway house in New York.
What is a halfway house for somebody of means? I suppose.
In that area, it's probably a Bon Jovi "We're Halfway There" house.
Is it Jersey?
Close.
Our Lady of Live It on Our Prayer. Dude.
Do you guys remember that American Psycho, Patrick Bateman discusses the idea of setting up a defense fund for Robert Chambers?
No. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun fact.
It is, yeah. There's a few fun things about this, too. Oh, he also met the throat goat, Nancy Reagan.
Met her how?
Where do you think he met her? No. So there was, at one of the schools he went to, Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan came by to meet the kids. And he was able to meet Ronald Reagan and the throat goat, Jake.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's the greatest throat lady you've ever met?
Oh, God, there's so many, Mike. Let me go through the list here.
Your little black phone.
I'm just checking my email. I can't think of any.
Yeah, I have to go through my thank you receipts that I
Mm.
send to everybody whose mouth I've cummed in.
Dude, I forgot to mention. So after he got arrested, he was out for a little while. He was bailed out for $150,000 under the condition that he had to report every day to a priest at his parish.
Whoa, that's where the priest comes in.
Yeah, I forgot.
Little boy's butthole. That's where a priest comes in. My mistake.
Can we make the new "That's What She Said"?
Oh, that's where the priest comes in. Sir, I'm about to do surgery on your cat's anus. What? Am I wearing the helmet now?
Put it on, buddy. You haven't had it on in a while.
It's been.
Dude, when he was graduating 8th grade, this was another little funny tidbit. He got the nickname Romeo, Jake.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's the Romeo from a Romeo Circle.
Pretty fucking cool. So they would call him Romeo. How do you think he would sign his yearbooks?
Giant ass R as Romeo.
Romeo Casanova.
Romeo the Great, the Sacred, the Fantastic, Forever Great, Nice Guy.
My God, how many fucking Sharpies did he go through? let's stay to keep in touch with your parents' home phone number.
Dude, also, while he was out on bail, he did something incredibly fucked up related to the crime. He was on video. Video cameras were big at this time. If you had a video camera in 1986, you were somebody of a high class. So he was at a party. A lot of ladies around, and these ladies were dancing around in their underwear. They clearly had no reservations about partying with fucking Robert Chambers.
Yeah, a fucking murderer on bail.
Dude, while they're partying with him, the guy's filming him with the camera. Robert Chambers holds up a little Barbie doll, and he accidentally rips the head off.
What do you mean accidentally?
He's fucking with it so much, and the head comes off.
Okay.
And he says, "Oh no, I think I killed her."
That's
while he's on fucking bail.
Fucking weird.
Yeah.
That might be an innocent thing, though, huh?
Jake.
All right, maybe not.
You are too sweet of a soul sometimes.
Yeah, well, he is out, too. Probably has access to internet.
Yeah, he'll see this.
It's funny you mention that because one of the pictures that I saw of him, He's got a cell phone and he's listening to music. So I wonder how plugged in they are in jail, and if having a cell phone with the capability of listening to music is new to him, or if he's been used to it in jail. Because I know in jail they do get tablets now.
Something tells me he's a big sports fan by Huey Lewis in the News.
You a Huey Lewis man yourself?
No, I'm just referencing American Psycho again. That's what he puts on when
yeah. It do, baby.
When he does the bad stuff.
I remember the first time I saw that movie, I had no idea what I was in for, and it was so fucking funny to me, Jake.
The movie? Yeah.
Yes,
it's a pretty terrifying movie.
Meant to be tongue-in-cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of tongue-in-cheek, you ready for that? You ready for that chili challenge, brother?
That's where a priest comes. Tongue-in-cheek, that was my parish growing up. Well,
you think he'll go back?
He's going to do something. He doesn't seem like he can keep his nose clean. Can ya? I know you're watching. We're coming into New York. We're going to...
Or come inside of you.
We're going to come where the priest goes.
Jake, is there anything you want to discuss, buddy? You look like you got something on your brain.
It's just crazy. He's out.
It's fucking ketchup from a hot dog.
He's married?
Look at this beautiful babe. Doesn't she look like she works at Hot Topic?
Regional manager.
She looks like maybe she works seasonally at a fucking
Spirit
Halloween store. Yeah.
You ever wanted to work at a Spirit Halloween?
Buddy, I worked at a fucking Halloween adventure.
You did?
In a mall.
What did you do there?
I don't know. I didn't do the register. I think I just stocked stuff, and me and my buddy would dress up in the costumes and then go out into the mall.
What was your favorite to dress in?
My boy would go as Little Bo Peep, and I think I would do like a Scream with the
very spooky
little cloak. We weren't allowed to get in the gorilla costume, which was $800.
What the fuck? Was it real gorilla?
Never sold.
Real gorilla?
It wasn't.
This gorilla died of natural causes. It
had animatronic sign languaging hands.
That was my only mall job, and it was a blast. It's only, a couple months.
Right.
But
damn, you were a mall rat?
Chick-fil-A, Concord Mall. You've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might have fucking shopped at that Halloween store while I was there.
He tried on the gorilla suit.
There is a distinct possibility that McCusker might have been working in the mall at the same time.
Whoa.
At a peanut kiosk.
Oh my! I remember the peanut kiosk.
Scoop to nuts.
Yeah, dude.
It's a pun. It's probably your favorite kind of restaurant. A pun-based restaurant.
I like hot dog restaurants the best.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're all puns here, right? What isn't one called? Like on
relish.
Roll, relish. Yeah.
Up dog. I mean, that's not really anything, but there's a reference to a dog.
What is it?
Just up,
We also got a new one, Dog Penis Island. They make a great IPA.
There we go.
Are they...
Look out for our new merch line with Dog Penis Island shirts.
I don't want to get too personal. How many do you eat when you eat? Should I get 3 or should I get 10? Are they like mini corn dogs?
Don't let them lie to you. They're actually sausages.
Dude, I got hot dog on the brain right now.
I know.
Where can I get one?
What the fuck is with hot dog places not being open this time of night?
Well, this is reasonable. It's almost 11 o'clock.
There's podcasters in the area.
We fucking eat hot dogs till our feet hurt.
Dude, that's a bar.
God.
Wawa could have them in their little hot case. Nah. Of all things that they make fresh, why can't they just fucking pop a hot dog in the grill?
Yeah,
Make me
what the fuck,
but
man?
it is not like a real.
Yeah, I don't.
If it's in there all day, that fucking bun is
gross.
like hard by then. Yeah.
I don't understand what the struggle is in grilling a goddamn hot dog that's ready to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not barbecue. You're not going to be smoking those puppies all night. Just
not unless you're on Dog Penis Island.
Yeah, you need 2 people maximum to run a hot dog stand.
Yeah.
At 10 o'clock at night.
That's pushing it. That's pushing
Yeah,
it.
it is. Yeah.
Why?
2 people to run a hot dog stand at 10 o'clock at night.
You think it would be that busy that you need a third person involved?
Well, I guess
You're saying
location
one
matters.
person.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think you only need one.
I said 2 people, maybe.
He said 2 people. Run
He
it
did.
back.
I do
Run it back,
distinctly
helmet
recall you
head.
saying 2 people. 2 people to fly the plane to Dog Penis Island.
Now, you always want a co-pilot on the train to Dog Penis Island.
Choo choo.
Woof woof, baby, hop on.
Yeah, we're gonna write a commercial for Dog Penis Island tourism.
I picture being what's that drum they play when you get to Jamaica?
Thought you were chopping steak. Maybe I'm just hungry.
I'm chopping up dog penis, baby.
Steel drum?
That's what that is.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I picture them having steel drums at Dog Penis Island when you get there.
Yes, for sure.
As soon as you hop off the train, they got steel drums, and they're smiling ear to ear.
What are they putting around your neck?
A dog. Dead dog.
Just whatever you do, breathe through your mouth. until you get out of sight from the locals, then take that thing off. Whoo, boy. Those are dog penises around here. Jesus Christ, were those dog penises that they put around her neck?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's stunk.
What if at Dog Penis Island they expect you to to consume the dog penis necklace like it's a candy necklace?
Oh my god!
Jesus
No,
Christ.
you nibble.
It's the Dog Penis Island accent.
It's a mixture of Jamaican and deaf.
Oh my god!
And he said nibble, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, with that necklace, you're nibble rich, brother. You could go all day with that thing.
We're going to cut it off right before that.
Oh man!
Exciting times ahead.
Yes.
Choo choo!
Yeah. Somehow the dog penis necklace wasn't the worst part of this thing.
Yeah, you managed to clean my slate completely.
I'm just picturing you getting off the plane at Dog Penis Island like that.
With the helmet on? Ooh, that was a bumpy ride. And now, I've been waiting for these dog penises for 6 months. Oh my God, it feels like yesterday. I booked this
She
trip.
said she needs you to take off the helmet so she could put on the dog penis necklace.
Of course, of course. Oh man, they stink. Oh boy, those puppies stink.
It is considered a great honor to wear the penis, the dog penis wreath.
The island has moved. Oh, why is he? What's he? Oh, it's.
It is actually customary and very disrespectful to not eat at least one dog penis.
They're all pretty big. These are the biggest dog penises I've ever seen in my whole life.
As a token of appreciation, we ask that you at least suck on it.
Italian.
I said I was going to eat it.
He doesn't understand. He just knows the speech in English.
Whatever you say back to him, it does not matter.
I am what they call very limited intellectually.
Be careful, Mike.
As legend has it.
He's giving very Japanese to me.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too.
I take on the personality of
Then it
wherever
goes to
the dogs
island.
are from. I was once bestowed with a cursed ring of dog penis. And at any given time, I am inhabited by the breed of dog whose penis was placed around my neck. This is not an Irie lifestyle.
All right, yeah, now he's back in on the island.
I heard it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's back.
It's strictly islands, though.
Stopped at Italy for a moment.
Japan isn't. Well,
Like
yeah,
Sicily,
it must have been
kinda.
Sicilian.
Yeah, one of the little
Maybe Corsica.
off the boot. Yeah.
We
Where's he going to now?
Where in the world?
We have been lied to many times with promises of a Hollywood movie.
Catalina?
That is tentatively titled Cool Barkings.
What the hell?
Oh my god, I didn't think it was gonna be that shitty, dude. I thought whatever he was gonna say was gonna be better than that.
Just building up to this epic moment.
Oh, that's all right. He had plenty of ringers before.
Cool Barkings is pretty solid.
You like that kind of shit?
I'd go see it. In fact, I will go see it. Friday, September 8th. Hilarities, Cleveland.
Yeah, come see us in Cleveland. That's going to be so funny. We'll probably talk about Dog Dick Island for most of the night.
Tickets are optional. Admission can be gained with one dog penis wreath.
That is not true. Do
not bring a penis wreath from Dog Dicks.
Or any dicks.
Don't even reference this episode if you see us there.
Although you may come to Dog Penis Island. Dog Penis Island comes to you.
He goes away.
Yeah.
He goes to the island. He tries to see in his mind, and you can tell how blurry it is when he gets there because how bad the accents are and how far away they go from. They start Japanese and they end Jamaican.
They say the island
Italian.
is much like the hit song from the Eagles. Only in this case, it is Kennel, California. You can check out anytime you like, but the island never truly leaves you. The island spirit lives on in the penises around your neck.
You could have said Dog Hotel, California.
Could you imagine? You're still on the tarmac and the guy is talking to you about your necklace that is making you barf inside your mouth. You've swallowed your own throat multiple times.
Some say that we should wait for the dog penis wreath ceremony until the engines of the airplane have been turned off. But much like the waving American flag embodies the spirit of freedom, we believe that a fluttering dog penis wreath fully encapsulates the spirit of the Dog Penis Island people.
Wow, I kind of see it now. They have a heart.
You are now free to enjoy the island.
Thank you. What was his name?
Do we tip him?
My name is
He's still following us. He's in the hotel lobby with us
right now.
Does he work everywhere?
I have taken upon myself the name of every dog whose penis has come to this island. For this moment, I am Fudge.
He would have never been able to do that with the helmet on. I just want to say that is because I made him take it off.
Some say that the helmet can be removed from your head, but the head never leaves the helmet. Much like the spirit of the great dog penis wreath.
I have a headache now.
So wise.
Okay, we're tucked into bed. He's still at the foot of the bed. and we're like, he's so wise. We turn the lights out and he's still there.
Some say that when
Do you mind if I watch TV?
Some say that when you sleep on Dog Penis Island, you sleep in dog hours. So have a restful 56 hours tonight.
It's kind of adorable now.
Yeah, we've turned it. Now that he let us take our dog penis necklaces off, it's a lot more. We can stomach him way more easy.
I have taken the liberty of filling your Kong toys with peanut butter. I have also taken the liberty of coating my penis in peanut butter. Jake, you are first.
Well, let me check the mini bar first. That's... God.
That's probably the best ending to the podcast we've ever done.
I agree.
I've never laughed that hard, hadn't
I'm in literal tears right now.
I'm in Dog Penis Island. I'm still there. I'm never leaving.
I'm in Dog Penis Island heaven, man. Oh, man, we need to get Jimmy Buffett's email tonight. We need it tonight.
Oh, my God. Dog Penis Island Margaritaville merch. Swag.
Wasting away on Dog Penis Island.
Searching for my lost penis of dog.
There's a guy on the beach with a metal detector.
A flex detector.
It's clearly been modified a lot. It's heavy. He needs 2 hands for it.
Shut the fuck up.
Thank you, guys.
Some people say that there's a veterinary to blame, but I know you can never truly leave Dog Penis Island.
Well, I know he'll let us do this forever if we don't stop him. So thank you, everybody, for listening. This has been a very, still a murderer who I wish hadn't done what he did, but it was only one murder. And as far as that goes, that's not so bad. We've had way worse.
We've had worse.
We've had way worse information, and we really managed to crawl out of the darkness there at the end, thanks to Dog Penis Island and Mike's psychotic ability to inhabit these characters that he comes up with.
Whew, very exotic.
Some say that I should be put down. Guys, we had a lot of fun tonight. Thank you for joining us. And remember, be kind to animals. Take care of their dogs. Because you never know. You may be wearing that dog's penis around your neck someday. See you next time. I almost forgot the way that we make money to do this.
That was so smooth. We were out.
Some say that...
Go back into it. He's resetting.
I tried. At least you saw me try to end the podcast. I tried so hard. I said, thank you, everybody.
And he started so earnestly. He's like, I'd like to thank everyone, too. And by the way...
Some people say that the best way to keep Little Stinkers podcast afloat is by going to patreon.com/ Little Stinkers. LILSTINKERS. It got away from me, Jake.
Oh, my God.
But I'm back now. This is Mike. This is Mike talking. I have no affiliation with Dog Penis Island. Thank you to our patrons who allow us to inhabit Dog Penis Island.
From New York.
It is because of you that we're able to do this. If you're watching this on Patreon, thank you from the bottom of our hearts filled with worms. If you're watching this for free, please consider becoming a patron of Little Snickers Podcast. You could do so for either $4 a month or $40 per year. And you can do that at patreon.com/Little Stinkers. That's LIL.
Spelling it again for them.
STINKERS.
He's spelling Little Stinkers for them. They're watching the show. They see it in their hand.
Some say that...
Little Stinkers spelled the way you're fucking reading right now. Just spell it again.
It's Patreon.com/Lil Stinkers. LILSTINKERS.
Patreon. That's harder than Lil Stinkers.
I spell it because people might assume that it's Little Stinkers.
Okay.
Where it's Lil Stinkers. LILSTINKERS. So that's the best way to support us and to enable us to continue to do this. So thank you for those of you that support us, and thank you for those of you that are about to support us and all the wonderful animals here on Dog Penis Island. Any shows you want to plug, Jake?
Nope, just that Cleveland Hilarities. Please come.
Yes. You go to Hilarities website, and September 8th we'll be rocking out.
Bring every motherfucker you know from Ohio to goddamn Indiana, please. For the love of God, we want it. We need it.
Yes.
Come on down from the whole fucking lake area. That fucking shit.
Yep.
Everybody that lives
We
around
know you're
there.
up
How far
there.
is it from Chicago? 2 hours? Drive. Somebody flew to fucking Philadelphia last time we did a live show.
Kentucky?
Drive 2
Come on.
hours. Make a Friday night out of it. We're supposed to go to sleep and leave early the next day, but with the right amount of fucking booze, man, I'll just live in Cleveland forever.
It's September 8th, Cleveland, Ohio, one of the best cities in our beautiful nation. And then September 9th, we're going to hightail it back to Philly for oral presentations at Helium with Chris Wood.
I just started practicing mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's some shit I forgot that was fucking funny. Can't wait to do it.
But, yeah, come to those things. And thank you from the bottom of our doggy hearts. We love you. See you next time.
Guys.
Bye for real this time.
Some say that this podcast. There's so much fucked up shit to get into.
Stinkers.